Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the odds for Macy Barber versus Aaron Blanchfield fight card. I haven't done one of these videos in a little while. My damn cat making noises. But yeah, I haven't done one of these videos in a long time. If you guys like them and the views are decent, at least decent, I'll keep doing them. But please let me know what you guys think, of course. Either way, let's jump into it. So, here, I was looking at that one. But anyways, go to the first fight. So, Oben Elliott is not fighting. Oh, yeah, canceled. Stupid. Anyways, first fight is Aranya Amanda versus Elise Ardalan. Okay, interesting. So, anyways, odds. So, for Amanda, she opened as a minus 255. So anyways, she's a crazy favorite right now. And I think as high as, it was like minus 195 is as high. But right now she's currently, at least Bet Online, Bet Any Sports, Bet US, Circa. I think that's about it. Yeah, minus 300 on Caesars. So there's that. The best value you can find is like minus 240. That might be as best as you can get. Yep, minus 240. So, at least Ardalan, you can find her as a plus 330. Plus 285. 330 is probably the best. Yes, it is. Currently is a plus 240, but you might be able to find it better on Bet Online at plus 330. It was pretty close there for a minute. Minus 400. Minus 343. 436. Can't speak. It's just awesome. She opened up as a plus 175 underdog. She's currently a plus 200 on some sites, as high as plus 240. That's an interesting line there for how inconsistent both of these women fighters are. Next, we have Marquel Monderos versus Balaji Oki. Jesus. Medeiros is currently, let's see, opened as Oki as a favorite, actually. Best value you can get is a plus 170 on SX Bet for Medeiros. Oki, the best value you can get for him is the minus 170. That's interesting to me because I would have thought Medeiros would have been the underdog or the favorite. Especially because Oki, I believe, is on a 2-fight losing streak. I know he lost his last fight. Either way. Let's see. Just one. So he beat Timmy Kawamba and then got choked out against Chris Duncan. So, yeah. Either way. I'm curious to see how he fights in this one. I think there's a lot of openings in Medeiros, but he is a slick boxer, which can make these odds a little weird if you look at it. But again, you can find him as a plus 170. Minus 170 currently for Oki. So I'm curious to see where they end up being. But a plus, the best value is, plus 170 for Medeiros. So again, very interesting. I'm curious to see where it ends out. Next, we have Jordan Levitt versus Kurt Halabow. A minus 170 currently for Levitt, with a best of odds is plus 158. Props I do really like to look at. So the over 2.5 and under 2.5. Best value is minus 160. Yeah, or plus 134. Again, that's interesting to me because under, I don't, unless Levitt can find a submission. Halabow is very, very durable. He has been submitted. I believe he's even been submitted by an armbar by Shane Burgos. I believe he dropped him, I believe even. Does get control on the ground. I like the under here because you're banking on under that it doesn't go the distance. 2.5, that's going into the third round. That's like 250 in the third round. So I really, really like that because that's 2 rounds finished and then it's a half. So it's a half of the third round. I like the under. At plus 130, I think that's pretty freaking awesome. I got to be honest. But, yeah, that's a tough fight for Kurt Holobaugh for sure. And then Macy Chasson, very weird fight. But Vieira, Caitlin Vieira, currently best value you can find. You can find her as even an underdog, plus 101. Not anything crazy, but best value you can find her at minus 102. Chasson is a minus 109. Best value is a plus 115. I'm curious to see how Chasson decides to fight Vieira. I don't think she's as strong as Kayla Harrison, so I don't really know exactly what she's going to do in that one. It's a very interesting matchup. And then next, a short notice fight for Trevin Giles. Odds just came out. Gustafsson. I don't know if they're going to pronounce that Gustafsson. I don't know, but plus 135 for him. Best is plus 150. Is a best minus 150 for Gustafsson. So, interesting. I like Giles in that matchup a lot. It's just he is prone to being finished. So, I definitely do understand it. Next, we have the main event of the prelims. Best value you can find for Nascimento is a minus 159. Best value you can find for Filio is plus 150. Or its current plus is 185. That's crazy. Prop again is going to be the over/under. I like this fight a lot. Minus 2.5 rounds again at plus 146. That's not bad. That's just not that bad. I like those a lot. The Maderos. That's Levitt, Holobaugh under, Nascimento, Jafel, Filio under 2.5 rounds, both of them. Next is also an interesting one. So next we have Zach Reese. Yeah, Zach Reese versus Dusko Todorovic. Zach Reese, best value or current value is a minus 225. Best value, you can find him as a minus 225. Is as low as it goes. Yep. Todorovic currently is a plus 235. Best value you can find is plus 265. The prop on that, of course, is going to be over 1.5 or under 1.5. The over 1.5 is plus 150. That's not terrible. Best value you can find for the under 1.5 is a minus 175. So if you do it with a parlay, you could find that as well. Now again, if Dusko Todorovic is able to get in the inside and make Zach Reese work without taking damage on the outside, this fight can go over 1.5 rounds because you're just trying to get past the halfway point in the second round with those types of odds, with those types of props. So again, Todorovic is a plus 235. Reese is a minus 225. They think it's going to go one way and really only. That's interesting as a main card opener. Next, we got Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopez. I like this matchup a ton. Currently, Jacoby is a minus 180. Interesting. Best value you can find at minus 135 on Bovada and Bet Online. Lopez, who I think is going to win this matchup if he can close the distance. Currently, best value is a plus 160. Best value overall you can find is a plus 160. So same value right there. And both of those sites are Cloutbet and Bet 105. A lot of them, none of them go under 140. So it really opened as basically a pick'em fight, which is kind of what I think it is. But the odds on Lopez at plus 160, I don't mind that. I don't mind it. Worst opening, was he ever a favorite? Basically at plus 110. That's crazy. But yeah, I like Lopez in that fight, so I'm interested to see what happens with that. Now, Billy Goff versus Brahima. He's a plus 265 to minus 340 for Goff. I think Ramiz Brahima wins that fight. I haven't necessarily put out my predictions yet and all that stuff, but I think Brahima, Ramiz. I think Ramiz wins that fight. Best value you can find is a plus 370. Currently is a plus 265 on Bet Online. Goff is the worst is minus 500. That's fucking wild. 5-1. Best value, he has a minus 340. I like Brahima versus Billy Goff. I like Ramiz in that matchup. Now, of course, the prop's going to be over-under. Under at plus 170 is interesting. I don't think Brahima is a big finisher. But if you do look at his stuff, he has 9 submissions in the first. Only 1 TKO in the first, but he has 11 finishes. Never won a decision. Interesting. Now, he did KO Mickey Gall, so I was clearly wrong about him finishing people. But Billy Goff coming off of the, crazy fight against Trey Waters. Yep, been over a year now. But supposed to fight Adam Figit, Varentikov, awful matchup there. Jesus. But Ramiz Brahima, I like him a lot in that matchup. I think his power translates very well. I don't know how Billy Goff's going to fight in that matchup. I'm curious to see what happens in that fight. But I like the value on that a lot. Next, we have Matthias Gamrot versus Ludwig Klein. Currently, is a minus 159 on Bet Rivers. That's the best value you can find. Or that's the highlighted, updated value right there. Best value you can find is a minus 120 on Bet Online and Bovada. And Klein is a plus 153. Best value you can find is a plus 154. Yeah, 154 on Bet 104 and Pinnacle 105. Jesus, Bet 105. Worst or open is a plus 150. Okay, didn't change too much. Worst opening. He opened as a plus 100. Gamrot opened as a minus 177, 173. Okay, 160 is the lowest. Okay. Yeah, I like Gamrot in that matchup anyways, so I like him. Next, we have, of course, the main event, and that is Blanchfield, currently Bet Indie Sports, minus 215. Barber's a plus 210 on Bovada. Best value you can find is 220 on Bet Online, 215 on Bovada. Best value you can find for Blanchfield is a minus 150, especially if you're doing parlays. That's awesome. That's just awesome. Worst, minus 260 is the worst, I believe. Yep, minus 260. Worst is a plus 115. Yeah, I like Barber in that fight. Either way. So, but yeah, those are just some odds I really like. Again, I like the under on Holabao, Jafel Cavanto, Filio, Jesus, Alan Nascimento fight, the Jordan Levitt fight, the Trevin Giles fight obviously is going to be the under. Oh, under 2.5. I love the under 2.5, minus 155. That's some really good parlays you can do with that for sure. I'm trying to think of something else. Oh, Ramiz, under, I like a lot. Zach Reese, obviously, under, I like. But it could be weird. The over might be the best play on that one. Unless you think Zach Reese just finishes by knockout. There's that too. But those are some really good bets. Really good odds, I think. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. And as always, peace.